Everybody's looking for the one thing that they can do to make their life better, to help them live pain-free. Many back pain sufferers can experience a breakthrough in their recovery if they do this one thing. Everybody wants one thing. We have one thing. What is it? Bad habits perpetuate our back problems. Flawed movement patterns, postural habits, the way you sit, the way you move, the way you get out of bed, the way you get out of your chair, all will lead to your back not getting better. And very often, if you continue to do the bad things, even though you don't know they're bad, because it's just out of habit, it will get worse. And sometimes it gets worse to the point where you can't do anything. So it's about flawed movement patterns, postural habits, and compressive loads on the disc. Those all keep you in pain, and there's a way out. We have a way out. We're going to talk about that, but real quick, I just want to go through the spine. 24 vertebrae. In between the vertebrae of the bones, in between each bone, there's a disc. Disc allows for motion. Disc also allows enough room between each vertebrae for a nerve to exit off of the spinal cord. And what happens sometimes is that nerve can get pinched, and it gets pinched by the disc. And when it gets pinched, it'll hurt. It'll hurt a lot in your neck, in your arms sometimes, give you headaches, but more importantly, it'll hurt in your back and cause sciatica that goes down into the legs. It's that irritation to the nerve from the disc. If you have back pain, it's not going away. It's from the disc. The disc is like a jelly donut. Inside the disc, there's a thick material. It's like the air in your tire. It gives stability to the disc. It gives stability to the disc the same way air gives stability to the tire. Now, when the stresses go right through the middle of the disc, they're distributed evenly in all directions on the disc. Just like this. So when it goes through the middle, the outer portion, the annulus, bears all the load. And it's stable. But what happens is, through these flawed movement patterns that we perpetuate throughout the day, and the way we sit in our chair, and the way we get out of our chair, and the way we open a door, and all these activities will start to change the load in the angle of the load. And let's just say, for instance, you're sitting all day long, and your spine is slightly flexed. Sometimes it's more than slightly flexed, because we tend to sit a lot, and we're on our phones a lot. And what that does is it forces the nucleus out. And that nucleus, as it's being forced out, will start to aggravate the annulus. And when the annulus starts to get aggravated, what happens is you'll start to get a little bit of a tear. You get a tear in the outer portion. Looks like this. Sometimes it pushes all the way through. Sometimes you'll develop them right along the end of the bone. Sometimes you'll develop in between the lamina of the disc. It'll delaminate. It'll start to come apart. That's a painful process. That's where the pain is. So if you have these little tears and you keep moving on the disc, it's kind of like having a broken bone and not keeping the cast on long enough to let the bones heal. And then the bone starts to move. It's not going to heal. The same thing happens to the spine. If you keep moving in the wrong direction, the nucleus starts to push out further. And as it pushes out further, eventually it can tear all the way through. But along the way, what it's going to do is it's going to aggravate those nerves. And it's the disc that aggravates the nerves that causes the inflammation in the nerve. And then the nerve becomes hypersensitive. And then simple activities makes it worse. It will continue to break down. You'll continue to get that tear as you do those activities. As it tears all the way through, sometimes what happens is you develop an extrusion. And sometimes the only option is surgery. So the key is stop these activities now. There is a way. We have developed a process. What you have to do is you have to change your habits. It's not hard. It's a daily routine. Okay? We've been doing this 25 years, and we've developed this process over 25 years. 26,000 patients have gone through this program. Okay? This is the program that we use with our patients. These are the exercises. It's the most comprehensive and effective routine to help you get pain-free. I know, because I did it. And I do it every day. It's simple, it's easy, and it's effective. Why do I do it every day? Because I had a severe herniated disc, a bulging disc, a degenerated disc, stenosis, and I had inflammation in my bone. It was causing me a great deal of pain. I found a way out of the pain, and I do this simple routine every day. It's really simple. It's not hard, okay? We call it the IBI relief routine. Again, we've done it on 26,000 patients. It's 22 simple exercises from how you start your day to how you end your day. It's not hard. Again, our goal is to eliminate that overloaded pressure on the disc. So what are we going to do? We're going to focus on movement patterns. Okay? We're going to focus on posture. We're going to focus on the compressive loads. Those are the three things that cause the disc to break down. Abnormal movement, bad posture, and compressive loads squeezing on the disc. Believe it or not, if you have a forward head lean and you're standing up, you're going to get compression in your disc. Okay, the way you stand, you can get the muscles to activate too tight and compress the disc, or you can get them to relax. So there's a very specific way to do all this. Again, flawed movement patterns. We have 22 videos. How to brace, how to get out of bed. How do you start your day? You start your day with a brace, then you get out of bed. Now, if you have to use the toilet, there's a right way and a wrong way to get off the toilet. Why? Because if you bend first thing in the morning, the discs are most vulnerable. So you have to make sure that when you're going to the toilet, you do it right. Okay? There's also a way to brush your teeth. We call it the hip hinge. So you bend with your hips. That's how you lean over a sink. Breathing, believe it or not, breathing can feed into a disc problem. If you breathe wrong, you're actually going to overload the back. Sneezing. I hear this all the time. Oh, I sneezed and my back went out. There's a right way and a wrong way to sneeze. Typically, if you look up, it's better. How to pick things off the ground. A lot of golfers. There's the golfer bend, okay? You bend with your hip. You do not bend with your spine. That's what this is all about. Best way to sweep. Vacuum. Best way to get on and off the ground. If your disc hurts, and you have to get to the ground or you're doing ground exercises, it's very difficult. There is a right way and there is a wrong way. It's all spelled out in videos. We have 22 videos. How to get out of a car. We've talked about that. You can't rotate on the spine. Compressive loads. What does it look like? Worst time to bend, we talked about this in the morning. How to put your socks and shoes on because that compresses the disc. How to open the door. Believe it or not, when you open the door, that'll compress your disc if you do it wrong. How to lift heavy objects, forward head lean. We talked about that. Standing, there's a right way and a wrong way. Postural habits. How to sit in a chair, how to sleep in a bed. What do you do when you stand up? Typical routine throughout the day to stretch your spine. It's not hard to do. We've done 8 scientific studies. We've validated this. We know that it's effective. We've been published in medical journals. We've used this program on NFL players. Super Bowl Hall of Fame, Dan Hampton, Steve McMichael, College Football Hall of Fame, Super Bowl champions. Okay, it works. It's effective. It's powerful. Don't discount this. It's very, very effective. If you start to live this way, you too can get your life back and live pain-free. We have the ability to solve problems in the discs better than anybody. Our published study, 70 patients that had sciatica, compared it to traditional physical therapy. Our 70 patients went through our program 10 times more effective, 10 times better than physical therapy. Pain went away, disability went away, they were able to live their life again. All right, so I'm gonna put a link. I'm gonna put a link over here that you can click on to access this program. We developed it, we're just releasing it today. Get access to it. Check it out. If you want to make a free consultation to see us, 844-577-7329. That's it. If you want to live your life pain-free, access these videos. It's going to help you. It's going to get your life back. That I know. You got to get on the path. Once you get on the path, stay on the path. Don't get off the path. Be careful. Be safe.